Is it possible to make high ticket sales and still be authentically yourself? I'm Heather Wild, lead gen and sales strategist for soul led, mission driven entrepreneurs. And I say absolutely yes. Okay, so I'm going to be giving you lots of good tips about how you can do this and why it is actually really powerful and will help you to get more sales, okay, including high ticket sales. All right, so the first and foremost, if you are not comfortable with the way that you're selling, if you don't feel 100% in alignment with the way that you are selling to your clients, especially if you are on a mission, like this is a part of your soul contract to provide these services. I don't care if you're a coach, a healer, or service provider. I don't care if it's graphics. I don't care if you're helping people write books, whatever it is that you do, right? If it's a part of your soul's mission, and you don't feel great about the way you're inviting people to work with you, you are not making as much money as you could. And you're not serving as many of the people that you're here to help. Okay. And this is a huge roadblock for a lot of people. It was a huge roadblock for me. And I kept investing and investing in all these big name gurus and learning sales. And even some of them would actually say, we teach only ethical sales methods. And then I would get in and it didn't feel aligned. You know, it felt really pushy. It felt really manipulative. It felt sleazy. And there was no way that I could sell like that. And what sales trainers told me over and over again is it's just sales. This is how people sell. You know, other industries sell like this. And my response to that was that I don't care. Actually, I don't give a fuck how other industries sell. In this industry where I am a coach and I was a transformational coach and a sex coach at the time, I'm not going to invite somebody to work with me. I'm not going to try to manipulate somebody who's coming to me for help. You know, I wouldn't sell a car like that, but I'm definitely not doing it this way, right? So a lot of the people that follow my content, hi, and who come to me to get one-to-one coaching are in this boat and they've invested. Usually people have invested in multiple business mentors before they work with me, oftentimes like to the tune of like tens of thousands of dollars before they get to me. And they've learned a lot of good stuff. And you know, you've probably made it really far in your business and you're making some consistent sales, which is amazing. Congratulations. And if you're not feeling aligned, if you're not feeling like you are truly being yourself in your sales process, then I promise you your conversions aren't what they could be. So some of the things that I hear my clients have told me, like that their mentors told them, well, you're too nice. You're too nice. You can't be this nice on the sales call, you know, or you're having too much compassion. Like you need to give these people tough love. Well, if that's your personality and that works for you and you're, you know, converting 50% or more of the people on sales calls, great. But if you're truly mission driven, soul led, that's probably not the case. So if you're feeling unaligned. So these things that other sales trainers are telling you are a problem, I will tell you are actually your superpower. So when you get into a sales conversation and you tap into your empathy, right? Because so many coaches, healers, and sometimes service providers, you know, sometimes like somebody really had a hard time, maybe they had a really hard time finding a good copywriter and that they decided that they were going to be that good copywriter for people. Maybe they had another business before. But a lot of coaches and healers specifically, we are drawn to helping people with the things that we struggled with the most, or and maybe on some level are still struggling with, like we're still mastering it, right? And that empathy, that showing someone, I am not in love with my hair right now. That's showing someone that you have been there and like really that you get it, right? That's powerful. That's super, super powerful. I want people to be educated and I want them to like study their craft, right? But I will take someone who has been there and come out over someone who studied about it in a book and they've never been there, right? So that empathy is really, and that compassion is a superpower. And it's especially a superpower now because for years in the coaching industry or in the online business, the way that we were taught to sell lacked empathy, lacked compassion. And there's I heard somebody use the word trust deficit the other day, and it's very, very true. It's one of the reasons why selling in 2025 is different and in a lot of ways more difficult than it used to be because they've been sold to in really pushy ways. They've been scammed into programs and offers and service packages that they didn't really get value from, right? So, but you having that empathy and compassion in the sales is going to go a long way toward repairing some of that trust. And, you know, they may not buy on the sales call or immediately in a DM conversation, but if you follow up with them, if you know how to follow up with them, then you can get that sale, right? Using that empathy and compassion. But empathy and compassion could help you to close it on the call or in the DMs. Okay. Tapping into your natural curiosity. What is going on with this human? What are their needs? What is their specific situation? And you're the expert, and so their situation that looks very unique to them may not look unique to them, to you at all. You may be like, okay, yeah, I hear this combination of needs and challenges, a lot, but to them, it's their unique situation, and you showing curiosity and not just trying to like rush through a conversation to like get to a pitch. Now, you do need to have a structure. I talk about this in some of my other videos where you don't want to, there's no need to stay on a sales call for like hours at a time. No need at all. You can close most high ticket clients in about 30 minutes if you have a good structure and they are really highly qualified lead. But you do want to take the time, ask follow-up questions, right? Just the fact that you're not rushing them to a pitch is going to do a lot to boost your sales conversions. They're going to realize they're talking to somebody that has a different type of agenda. Tap into your ability to connect to people, right? If this is your soul's mission, if this is your purpose on this planet is also a part of your business, you're going to be able to like tap into your ability to connect with people. It's what makes you so good at what you do. It's why the clients that work with you get amazing results. So tap into that and use that in your sales process. You know, be a human and allow them to be human, and just, I don't know, connection's really hard to nail down. I'm trying to think of like a concrete example. I mean, you can share like one of the things kind of similar with empathy is kind of share, how you went through similar things, and be authentic about it. Don't make some shit up, but use that, let them know like you get it, right? Okay. And then the last thing is tap into your passion for serving people powerfully. And the way you're doing this on the sales call, it's going to, when you're tapping in and when you're really tapped into like how much you love to see people win, how much you love to see them grow and thrive and just witness their transformation or witness, them getting the results they want because of your service, right? That's going to come through too, right? That they're going to feel that. And when you're tapped into that passion, you're not going to be concentrating on like, oh my gosh, what do I have to do to get the sale, right? You're concentrating on how passionate you are about helping this person if they're the right fit, right? And they're going to feel that. And, use that passion when you are talking about your program, like own how good it is and own the results that you've been able to help other clients get. And just really, tap into that. Be authentically you. Tap into your story and your experience. You know, just use that. Okay. So I'm going to go back and kind of sum it up. This is how you can boost your sales while embracing your authentic self. And, this works for high ticket sales. It can work for lower tier offers as well. But you need to be comfortable with the way you're selling. It needs to be aligned. You need to have no moral qualms about it whatsoever. You need to feel 100% great about the way that you're inviting people to work with you. You need to, use your empathy and compassion, use your curiosity, use your passion, and use that ability to connect. And I promise you, it will help you get more sales. Now, it's not the only thing that you need. Okay. I just want to assure those of you that are like, I'm no good at sales. I'm never going to be good at sales. I feel like I have to be someone else when I sell. Oh my gosh, when we started on these words, I feel like I have to be somebody else. I just want to encourage you, no, you don't. Now, what else do you need? You need that aligned strategy. You need some structure. You need some skills, for the love of God. Nobody ever talks about skills. They're like strategy and mindset, but no skills. You need skills. But even with all that, if you're not being authentically yourself and it's not aligned, then it's not going to work really. So it's all goes together. All right. So down in the description is going to be a link. I've got a couple of different free offers. One is a sales ebook about how to make sales in 2025, and it's sales tips that will work for any time. But like, there's a lot of stuff going on in 2025 right now that needs to be specifically addressed. So you'll find that. And then also, I also have a mini course, and I don't know what I'm going to put under there. So you can go down there and look for the goodies. But once you're on my mailing list, you will hear about all of my wonderful offers to help you get more sales, get more high ticket sales, and have easier lead gen and all that stuff. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.